It's time for the La Sabrina Hair Design podcast with Amy Button. Hey there, Charlie McDermott, co-host of the show, but you're not here to listen to me, or for that matter, watch me. We're here for Amy. We have Amy Button, our real star and co-host of the show. Amy, how you doing?
Good.
Amy, I one, congratulations. I always applaud those who go above and beyond in business, family. You have a lot going on, but yet you take the time out to share your insight, your expertise, and you know, podcasts and what you're doing is a perfect way to help folks not only in your neck of the woods, Southwest Florida, but all over the country, over the globe. So, are you ready for your first podcast?
I sure
Drum we need
am.
we need sound effects. We need that drum roll. So I know you have a lot of folks, a lot of clients, friends, family are listening to this episode, but you also have those who aren't familiar with you and want to learn more. So let's start, Amy, with one, your business, La Sabrina Hair Salon. Fill us in on what you're doing there and not just in the Naples location, but I know you go even beyond that.
Yeah, so La Sabrina Hair Design is a hair salon. We do a lot of elegant wedding work here in the salon, as well as makeup, but then we also take care of everyone's cuts, color, balayage, anything that your hair needs.
Anything that my hair needs. What do you recommend for me? No, just kidding. Uh, but, to that point, I know there are folks out there, and I'm sure there are guys as well. I mean, it's getting your hair cut, although it's temporary, but, you don't wanna leave a salon and
Yeah,
go, "Oh my goodness, where's that hat?" Or the bag. I don't wanna go out in public
yeah,
for the next 2
right,
2 weeks, right? It eventually grows back, but,
right.
um, you excel in just making folks feel comfortable, and with so many people up north coming down to Southwest Florida, that's important, because I know in my case, Barb, with my wife in Pennsylvania, she had a relationship with a stylist for decades. It's like once
Yeah,
you find one, you don't want to leave. And then you
yeah.
move, and it's like, oh no, I think it's easier to find a husband than it is a great stylist.
A lot of my clients, I've heard them say things along those lines. Almost like, "I didn't want to move because of my hairstylist."
Yes, yes. I think I've heard that a few times. So, it's fill us in on your background and the background and the history of your company.
So, me personally, I've been in the wedding industry side of cosmetology for 19 years now. It's something that I've always loved to do from the time I was tiny, playing with my Barbies. I would do updos on their hair, and then just the passion never went away. And I love everything about weddings, but that's only on the weekends. So, um, it's being behind the chair. I've been doing that for 11 years, cuts, color, stuff like that. And then my husband and I opened our salon um, with a mission about, it's almost been 5 years ago now.
Yeah,
And the salon, the whole purpose behind it is to provide um, hair needs while meeting needs. And so we raise a lot of awareness for human trafficking survivors and try to provide practical things for them as well. So it's kind of a twofold thing. Wouldn't be doing,
yeah,
I wouldn't be a salon owner if it wasn't for the mission behind the salon.
yeah. It's that higher why, right? It's in business. It's easy for a lot of outsiders to look at business owners as well. It's all about the money, and I love doing podcasts with business owners like yourself who just want to share their expertise, and it's amazing. So many of them have the same kind of passion to help others, both within their business and using the business as that foundation to help others who are struggling. Fill us in
Right.
on that
Yeah.
mission. How did that begin?
So it's something that just it really started bothering me. I used to
Yeah.
be a short-term missionary, so I've been overseas and I've seen things that make you feel uncomfortable, like, or you want to change it. It kind of makes you stay up at night, kind of thing.
Right.
Then being stateside, starting my own family, and then hearing reports that human trafficking is a thing within the states, and it made me so angry. Like, something needs to be done about that. But that is not I'm not physically myself able to help survivors or rescue people or even provide the counseling out aspect, even though I sometimes feel like a counselor behind the chair. It's not a practical need that I can meet. So I
Right.
decided, I if I feel called to that, then I might as well use what I have, and that's a cosmetology license.
Wow, wow. And what I love about it is you bring both the financial means, it's easy for any of us to say, "Oh, I'm angry, this shouldn't happen," but you actually took action. You're doing something about it, both financially and awareness. I'll bet you, well, I'll do this
Yeah,
bet because but so many of your clients come in and they're not even aware that there's a human trafficking problem, right? It's the old, we live in paradise and, oh, life
right.
is so good. But I've
Yeah,
talked to individuals involved in that side of the policing of various cases, and I was stunned by the amount of
yeah,
trafficking that goes on in this area.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. It's a need everywhere, but I think Florida currently is, I think, number 3 for
Wow.
the amount of cases that they've found. So, I mean, ugly things hide in secret places. So,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
definitely, I'm proud to live in Southwest Florida because the law enforcement is doing a lot to try and locate human trafficking victims and making sure that they get what they need. So there's a lot being done here, and I think as a result, you hear about more cases here rather than other places where they're kind of hiding. But yeah, definitely a need all over the
Yeah.
states. And with that comes all kinds of needs that come after that. And so, yeah, we do a lot of raising awareness behind the chair. We try to make sure we have our facts straight so that we're able to give updated information. But then we also have relationships with nonprofits that are actually working with survivors. So we're kind of have a idea of what it is that they need, and if they need hairbrushes or scrunchies or just
Mm.
practical toothbrushes, toothpaste. We also do like a fundraiser around Christmas where we try to get those things for them. Make sure they have something fun to open on Christmas. Every girl likes something under the tree that's got like a hairbrush or something that makes them feel pretty. So we try to speak to that. Um, and then we do a lot of blow dries, and 10% of all of our wash and blow dries year round goes straight to nonprofits that are doing the things that I can't physically do.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Well, thanks for getting into that, as that's a really important message. You had mentioned you did mission work prior to. Where did you travel to?
It was through an organization called Youth with a Mission.
Yeah.
And I've been to Lithuania. That was a super short trip. And then I was in Malaysia, traveling around all over Malaysia, into the part of Malaysia that most people don't know about, which is called Sabah. And that was, yeah, 3 months of doing whatever it is that people needed.
Wow. 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 Yeah. Places I know many of our listeners, myself included, haven't even heard of, let alone been to. And wow, what an experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. we're doing the podcast. I spoke to when we started, that how great it is for you to share your knowledge. You'd mentioned you started the business really as a stylist for weddings, right? So
Yes.
and and you traveled a lot for that, right?
Yeah. So um, I started the business on Cape Cod in Massachusetts, which is where both me and my husband uh, grew up, which is
Okay.
also a beautiful place to get married. But the
Yeah.
season is really short. People don't typically want to get married in January up there. So we gave it a shot doing the whole snowbird thing. I think there was a moment where I turned and looked at my husband and went, all my clients leave me for the winter. Like,
Yeah.
is there an age limit on being a snowbird? And he goes, no, I don't think there is. Let's do it. Um, so we did. We traveled back and forth. I had weddings up there. I had weddings down here, and up there, all the
Wow.
states are so small. So I'd be traveling to Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and so still on occasion, I'll do some weddings up there. But we are proud Southwest Floridians now.
That's great. Yeah, yeah. So you stay close to home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Owning a brick
yeah.
and mortar kind of forces you to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. But now you can share that knowledge again, which speaks to future episodes. What do you have in mind for your podcast?
I find there's a lot of just frequently asked questions when people call the front desk to make an appointment. If they're a first time client, they have several questions that they ask. There's also questions that we get about hair care. So I want to speak to a lot of practical needs if I can, as well as raise awareness for human trafficking and kind of keep people up to date about what it is that we're doing here because people are just dying to get involved. How can I get involved? And we're trying to provide that for people where they can come and get something that they also want. You can come and get a wash and blow dry and provide for more than just your
Yeah,
need. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for the podcast to be able
yeah,
to
yeah,
be able to keep people involved in what's going on here.
yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it and being a part of it. And again, great job. I know the first episode is always the toughest, and you did
Yeah.
very very well. And it's again so important to get the word out for that mission. Speaking of which, I know you have information on your website, and if there's any other place, both for obviously your salon as well as your mission, go ahead and share that.
So our website is www.lasabrinahairdesign.com. And there's lots of information on there, everything from, pictures of our work, reviews of our work, and then there's a whole page on blow dries for a cause, which is what we've kind of tag named our blow dries. And then there's also a service menu. So everything that we offer behind the chair is on there. Um, and then if you have any questions, you also can always call. And our phone number is 239-537-9315.
Well, super. Well, Amy, great job again, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right.
Thanks for listening to the La Sabrina Hair Design Podcast. To learn more about the La Sabrina Hair Design experience, go to www.lasabrinahairdesign.com. That's www.lasabrinahairdesign.com or call 239 537 9315.